Welcome, friends. This is Under the Arch Sports. I'm Eric.
And I'm David.
And today we're going to talk about Albert Pujols being released by the LA Angels and debate, should the Cardinals sign him? Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and find us on Facebook and Instagram. So, what is this? Thursday. On Thursday, the Angels gave Albert Pujols his release and, kind of took everybody in baseball by surprise. And the immediate question, is he done? And if not, who would sign him? Naturally, the Cardinals, that's who everyone is thinking of, David, just because of the history, right?
Right. I don't know if he would even be considered right now with our team. Just because it's a 26-man roster. Where would you put him besides the bench? And at that time, would you waste a bench spot for him? Because right now our bullpen is the one that's taking up that extra spot. So,
that's the question. His feet, his legs, they're too beat up, too injured for him to possibly play the outfield like he did at the beginning of his career. He doesn't have the mobility or the range to play third base like he did every now and again at the beginning of his career. Remember, National League doesn't have the DH right now. It will down the line, but not now. So that means he's playing first base if he's playing in the field. Well, you have Paul Goldschmidt there. So that means Pujols would be getting nothing more than a spot start or just a spare pinch hit. Well, he's not a good fielder anymore, and he's batting below 200. I mean, yes, he's batting better than Matt Carpenter. All right, fine. 198 is still garbage. I mean, let's just be real. That's just the truth of it. So I guess the question is it a complete waste? And how much are you willing, if it's your call, David, how much are you willing to sacrifice in terms of, the team and winning the division and all that for the sentiment and the nice story or the nice send-off or whatever for the rest of this season, say?
well, and for me personally, not much. I mean, you already have a guy like him on the bench with Carpenter. Yeah, I really don't think you can afford to put another person like him on the bench. There's only two possibilities for why I would do this, and one would be later in the season, where if he did decide he was retiring, the Cardinals might bring him on for a week or two as kind of like a send-off celebration type thing.
Yeah, the immediate thought is that there's not a lot of teams out there who are going to be looking to sign him. I would have no problem with the Cardinals signing Albert later in the season, particularly, with the, depending on COVID and everything, expanded rosters, perhaps. There's more room for him to be there. The baseball history nerd in me just thinks it would be wrong for Pujols, being an all-timer, to just get basically kicked to the curb and that's it. It just seems wrong, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I honestly think, though, if we're talking him signing anywhere, I think his best bet is either in Kansas City. Because remember, that's where he got his start in baseball with the community college over there. And then Matheny's running the team over there. So I could see him get picked up there, or I could see Tony La Russa pick him up with the Chicago White Sox.
Yeah. And both American League teams with a DH. So
right,
those both make more sense. Cardinals are expecting to be in a tight division race. So it's a lot harder for them to justify just giving a spot away so that he can go to pregame ceremonies. That's tough. I think the Cardinals need to just maybe have an understanding or just sign a contract that doesn't take effect until later in the season, to where Pujols comes back, gets, a handful of games, maybe gets to, go play one more series at Wrigley or something like that. Yeah. Then the moment would be nice, but it's not worth it to me.
September.
Yeah. It's not worth it to me to have Pujols and for it to cost the Cardinals a division and be, direct to the LDS instead of having to play, the Padres or even the Dodgers in the wild card round. You don't want that.
I think at most, the most logical idea would be to pick him up in September when there's expanded rosters.
Yeah,
as like a send-off.
And there's nothing wrong with, maybe there's a situation where you need somebody with some power. Maybe you're down 2 and there's 2 runners on and the pitcher spot comes up. Sure, bring Albert in. Sure, give it a shot. Because can't hit for average, can't field, doing that. He still, if he connects, he has the power to hit it out of the ballpark. That's the one thing that he still has, at least to a certain extent.
I guess the biggest question would be now, what does he want to do?
Yeah. And see, that's the tricky part, because I can't imagine that it's going to sit well with him to just be told, go away, basically. Yeah, I think the bottom line is, 1, the Cardinals are going to be the first team mentioned in any discussion, at least, in the immediate aftermath of this, just because, when you think of Pujols and his greatness, it was with the Cardinals. 2, Pujols would make sense in somewhere like Kansas City or with the White Sox more than he'd make sense with the Cardinals. But I think the Cardinals are still probably the most likely team to sign him just because of the sentiment.
Yeah, it'll be a wait and see game from here on out to see what he wants to do. But until then, this is 100 Yard Sports, and we'll continue to speculate. Thank you for watching.
See you guys next time.